your strength up, keep your
Great question.
keep your like your health so keen. It's like it's so immaculate, and you're still able to just perform so well at all the events and at all the events of your activism, sir.
Great question. Thank you, brother.
Well, let me just say this to you. I don't know where I got it, because I sure didn't get it in my house.
Yes, sir.
With an ignorant woman that believed everything white folks had told her. And I had to leave just to walk down the street and think by myself. But at one time I made more money than Frank Sinatra. But I remembered one thing. It was black folks that made me. Huh? When I was in that black nightclub, and you came and listened to me every night when I wasn't funny, and when you got through, you had pushed me all the way downtown where you couldn't afford to see me. That's why I never had a bodyguard. I've always been listed in the phone book. It's you that made me. So I started putting an honor code together. If I didn't bring a woman into the nightclub, I'm not leaving with one. This ain't my hustle. This is my job. If I work at the steel mill, I ain't taking no woman to the steel mill.
No.
All this they trying, they can't get nothing on me.
There you go.
I know what's happening here because I raised the little punk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The same thing happened to him, happened to Tiger Woods. Huh? It is white supremacy. Here, Tiger Woods had to win 4 more to pass Jack Nicklaus, 5 to be the number 1. And that's when they busted him.
They sure did.
Tiger Woods. And here's what they told him. When you took that 17-year-old girl to Sweden to see you play, that's the Van Act. You can get 20 years in jail.
Really?
So here's the deal we're going to make with you. While everybody's watching you, you pull something out of your back and fall. And we all saw that. We didn't know we was looking at a deal. Huh? Fall. Or you can go to jail for 20 years. And it happened. You fell.
Okay.
Then you come back. It makes like you having to come back, and then you fall again. Huh? That's what this is about. Y'all sitting around like a bunch of Jews would be in Germany listening to what Hitler said. So now they got him out the way. Then you look at the Super Bowl, huh? 2 years ago, last year, and you got a black quarterback can outrun God. Okay? All right? And so all at once now, the quarterback is retired and might get indicted. And so all at once now, when we see him go down and go out, we think he's sick. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But y'all don't understand a nasty white racist system, huh? That will do all kinds of stuff, huh? When Rockefeller, one of the richest guy on the planet, okay? He was governor of New York. He wanted to run for the president, but one of his boys, Michael, was gay. Back then, you better not try to run with a gay son. So what did he do? The daddy sent him to New Guinea and let the cannibals eat him. That's who you dealing with, huh? That's who you dealing with. And they do it every day. And so once you start understanding, it's you the one. You the one. And then once you can do that, then things change. You move into the hand. The black church, you youngsters, y'all don't even know what that meant to us. I live in St. Louis. If my grandfather died in Memphis, I had to go to the black church to get a P route. Huh? They made me a list of where I could stop. Where I could stop. And not only did I stop there, they had dinner fixed. Huh? They had a clean bed for us. And the next morning, that's the power of that black church. Huh? And so I say to you, that when you get to the point that you a soldier, nigga. Kill me. I'm going with the universe. You can't knock the sun out the sky. You can't knock me down. It's you the one. And then once you understand that, you don't have to be fighting and going through that. King in that civil rights movement, which some of you was there. Powerful. And the nigga that set King up died, what?
A couple of weeks ago.
Not just a couple of weeks ago. Reverend Collins?
Samuel Cowles.
Died on Coretta's birthday. Tell me about the real fight. And so this is what we did. We took on the mightiest, vicious, insane nation in the history of the planet with no guns and no means, and brought them to their knees. And y'all didn't see that. Brought them to their knees. And y'all didn't see that.
Amen.
Our white cop
Dr.
was
Gregory,
not killing you.
what are your thoughts on Hillary Clinton? This campaign, what are your thoughts on Hillary Clinton? Because this campaign, I feel like I have to choose between a witch and a warlock.
Hillary.
You told me your thoughts on Trump. What are your thoughts on Hillary Clinton?
Hillary might be in jail in 2 weeks.
Those are my two questions.
No, wait, listen up. You saw where this FBI, this new group, most folks ain't even heard of them because they work espionage. And if I'm working espionage, one day I got to be a pimp, next day I got to be a cab driver, so can't nobody see me. That's the one. And the Justice Department, run by the president, he fixed to get even with that witch. And so again, when you sit and don't use the God consciousness, just what they tell you, just what they tell you, then it don't work. If you all looked at Rodney King,
Yes, sir.
when he was getting beat up in the car,
Right.
did you know the people that turned that film in was from Australia, working for the Australian Secret Service, heavily connected to the CIA? And did y'all know it was 2 other people in that car with him?
No.
And 2 days later, they died mysteriously. And then we got to checking out Rodney King and found out a white judge had sentenced him to 8 years in jail 2 weeks before, and can't nobody explain to us what he doing in the street. Huh? Well, here's what he was doing in the street. Can you see that? That's the LA Times. I want you to hear this before you so busy trying to put stuff on your children. What paper is that?
It's the New York Times.
New York Times.
The headline says, Los Angeles police differ sharply with prosecutors on arrest totals. He has circled here.
Listen to this now.
Police officials said today that they had arrested 18,000 people from Wednesday night, April 29th, the day the riots began, through this morning. But prosecutors said they could not account for as many as 10,000.
They stole them for organs. These are white folks working, and the police official, they got a different story. Now listen to what that cracker said right under that. We don't
know where these people
We don't know where they are. It's a mystery to a lot of us. Huh? They knew where they were. They just couldn't say a damn thing about it. This is what we live with, and y'all buy all this crap that they say it, and you don't use it. Wait a minute, something ain't right about this. Huh? So that's what this is about.
The date on this is 1992.
Okay? And so again, little brothers, most of that stuff they feed you. Huh? Most of that stuff they feed you. It's never been true. But because, and y'all have to stop comparing yourself to Jews. Huh? The Jews was released from slavery by the Egyptians 9,000 years ago. You just been out 350. Go back the first 9,000 years ago and see what the Jews was doing 300 years ago. They're doing the same thing you do. Huh? Slavery has an effect on you. And to this sister here, let me tell you what you got to do. And you got to do it. 50 years we celebrated 50th anniversary of the voting rights bill. All right? So if you was 30 years, you 80 now. Huh? And they talk about register to vote. I'm 80 years old. I got a weak bladder. I got to pee. I forgot I didn't. People died because they forgot they already took their medicine. Huh? So you got to come by and take me. You got to put a car thing together and take people to the polls and see to it that they vote. They forgot. All of this stuff didn't happen. When they was 30, they could do that. They 50 years later, they 80. And then you wonder how you lost. When I ran for president,
Hubert Humphrey.
President.
It was in the, for those that don't know, Brother Gregory ran for president, and many say the reason why Hubert Humphrey did not win the presidency that year is because you ran as a peace and freedom candidate, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I just ran as a write-in.
As a write-in candidate.
But now, before you say that, I want you to hear this, and then you see where this election is going. Do that say the Wall Street Journal? One of the most respected piece of crap. But around the world, that's their Bible. What's the date on that? It ran the Friday after the election. The election was November the 4th.
November the 7th, 1968.
What's the paper?
It is the Wall Street Journal.
They had to shut all the computers down because it showed Dick Gregory had been elected to president of the United States. No, listen now. Listen. What's the headline say? Not but one paper ran it. Huh?
Election computer goose gives Gregory 9 million votes. Subhead, some inaccurate data gets...
Now wait a minute, 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania. Whoever made the trick put it on the wrong and it gave it to me. That's what you got to watch for. Huh? Did you hear that? 9 million votes out of the state of Pennsylvania, and it was projecting that Dick Gregory is president-elect, and all the computers shut down because couldn't nobody catch me. Okay? That's what we looking at. That's why you can go to bed and you hear all the press people talking about this, and you wake up and it's altogether something different. Sanders come from a little town, no niggas live in that town.
Burlington, Vermont.
Vermont. That's the number two drugged out state in America. Black folks don't live there.
No.
The number one drugged out state is Utah. The Mormons. But they got you believing it's your truth. They got you believing it's this and that. So when you check those problems, you got to check it, because that's how they do it. And then wonder, oh, what happened? And so just put the piece together and do it together. So my brother, I thank you. I just hope y'all leave here not with no anxiety, but dealing who you dealing with.
Right.
Huh? They do little petty white folks walking down the street who you want to be mad at. You mad at them because they can't hurt you.
Right.
Huh? But the real white boy,
Right.
the one that owns the trains, the ones that owns the electrical company, you ain't gonna mess with AT&T. And when they told you the other day Prince had died, they told you he was on a plane that night, right?
Right.
The plane is owned by Warren Buffett. That's how high it's going. Okay? The plane is owned by Warren Buffett. So y'all ain't dealing with some petty stuff.
It's real deal.
It's that big.
All right, Brian, we're gonna take a question over here in the audience.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.